Sit up nice and tall and take your palms to face down. Close your eyes. Take a deep, deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide and exhale with a big sigh right out through your mouth. Do that 2 more times. Inhale through your nose and exhale with a sigh. One more time. Inhale and exhale. And we'll start in this seated meditation, taking the first minute alone in silence to reflect on all the ways that you've showed up for yourself and also the people in your life this year. So maybe your community, maybe your kids, your spouse, your friends. Now take your hands together at your heart center. And with all of these examples of how you've showed up in the toughest of times, set the intention of resilience. From pushing humans out of our bodies, right? To finding time to work out during a pandemic with kids at home. It's pretty clear that you are strong and resilient. So set the intention to take that learned resilience with you through the spring and the summer and whatever comes thereafter. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide and exhale. And now duck your head down towards your chest. Release your hands. Open your eyes. Inhale. Sweep your arms up overhead. Look towards your fingers. Spread your fingers wide. Exhale. Push your palms together. Really slow. Lower your hands down to your heart. When they get there, interlace your palms. Push your palms down. Push your palms down. Round into your back. And then inhale, straighten out your spine as you press your hands forward and lift those arms back up. Flip your palms to face one another. Exhale, lower your hands back to heart center. We'll do this 5 times. Think about Tai Chi. Go slow. You're just moving energy. Inhale. Extend and open. Lift your arms up overhead. Look towards your hands. Exhale, your palms connect and float down slowly, slowly to your heart. When they get there, press and interlace your palms down, round into your back. Draw your shoulders in, puff between your shoulder blades, and then lengthen your spine back up. Reach your hands forward and right up overhead. Take your palms together, lower your hands down to your heart. Inhale, move with your breath. Stretch your arms up overhead. Spread your fingers wide. Feel energy bursting through your fingertips. Your palms meet as you exhale and lower your hands to your heart center. Interlace your hands. Push your palms down in space. Around into your upper back. Press your hands away to deepen that stretch. And then tug your arms back up overhead. Keep your gaze following your hands. Return your palms together. Lower them down to your heart. 2 more times at your own pace. Your eyes can be open or closed. When you've finished your 2 rounds, sit upright with your hands resting at your heart center. Take your right hand onto the floor. Inhale, sweep your left arm up and over. Look down towards your right hand as you come into this big side bend. And then inhale, lift both arms up and teeter-totter your way over to the other side. Turn your gaze down when you get there. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, fall down in the opposite direction. One more time, inhale, rise up. And exhale, fall down. Inhale, rise up. Bend into your left arm and place your left hand on the top of your back, so right between your shoulder blades. Place your right hand on your left elbow. Pull your shoulders back, lift your gaze, lift your chest. Breathe here. Inhale. And exhale. Pull your belly button in, your tailbone draws down. Breathe in again. And exhale. Now release. Take that left arm, reach it across your body, bend your right arm, and pull that right arm in as you drop your left shoulder. Good. If you play with the positioning of your head, you might actually change the placement of that stretch, so you can flirt with different angles for your head and neck here. And now bring your right hand in closer to your body. Take your left palm and your right palm towards one another, Garudasana, eagle arms. And if that doesn't work, just give yourself a hug. If it does work, shoot your fingers up, draw your gaze down, pull your belly in, and could you fold forward, hug your elbows in towards your tummy, and then lift back up, reach your fingers up, look up. Now as you exhale, fold forward again, hug your elbows into your tummy, and then pull up and out. Good. Unwrap your arms, scoop them right up overhead, just like you did before. Bend into your elbows. This time bend to the left elbow. Take that left elbow with your right hand, your right elbow, so the opposite side. Grab your right elbow with your left hand. And breathe here. Pull your belly button in, your tailbone sinks down, so you take some of that strain out of your lumbar spine. And now release that right arm across your chest, capture it with your left arm, drop your shoulder down, and play again with the placement or the movement of your head. It's a really gentle transition into Garudasana. So you just slide that bent elbow in towards the opposite armpit, take the backs of your hands or your palms together, reach your fingers up. If that's not available, just give yourself a hug. And if you're here with eagle arms, you could stay here or inhale, reach your fingers up, and then exhale, puff between your shoulder blades, round into your upper back and tug your elbows in. 3 of these in total. You're just moving through spinal extension and spinal flexion with this eagle shape. After those 3 pulsations, unwrap your arms again. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Take your left hand onto your right ear, place your right hand onto the floor, drop your gaze down, and you can actually keep your hand here and just start to shear or pull your head by any amount. Or you can take your fingers right to the back of your skull, so you can actually feel the base of your cranium, the base of your skull here. And you're just going to start to gently, really gently tug. And I don't know about you, but for me, that gives me like the best stretch ever through the back of my traps. Again, the placement of your head and neck, the placement of your gaze will determine how intense this is. Breathe a few breaths here. Good. Return back through center. Take both hands back behind you. Interlace your hands behind you. Push your palms down. Squish your shoulder blades together. Lift your gaze. Good. And then release your hands. Take your right arm up overhead. Catch that left ear with your right hand and start to tug your head over towards its shoulder as the opposite arm walks away. Option A, stay here. Option B, catch the back of your cranium, the back of your skull. Oh, and start to pull some of those really, really tense areas in your upper back and shoulders. Breathe deep breaths here. Good. Return back through center. Take your shoulders and just give yourself a little shrug in one direction and then the other direction. Perfect. Move your prop out to the side if you're sitting up on something and come down onto all fours. Come down onto all fours. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Inhale, drop your belly, loop your shoulders back, lift your heart, your chest, and your gaze. Exhale, tuck your tailbone under, round into your upper back, and look towards your tummy. Inhale, spinal extension, really plug your shoulder blades together as you do this. And exhale to round. Would you try that 3 more times at your own pace? 3 more times. And after that 3rd round, come back to a neutral spine. Take your left arm, walk your left arm all the way forward, stretch through your left fingers and extend your right leg back. Inhale, lift your heel up, lift your thumb up. Exhale, tap your knee to your elbow, round into your upper back. Inhale to open and extend. Exhale, coil in and round. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round. Inhale, extend, lift everything up a little higher. Exhale, release, and switch sides straight away. So your right hand and your left leg lift up. Inhale, open, stretch wide and long. Exhale, close and compress. Inhale, take up lots of space. Exhale, get as small as a little ladybug. Inhale, open. And exhale, close. Inhale, lengthen or reaching through your fingers and your toes. Exhale, release. Place your hands and your knees back on the floor. Separate your fingers nice and wide. Flex your feet. Pull your belly button in. Puff between your shoulder blades, but look forward. Now lift your knees just a few inches away from the floor. Lift your knees just a few inches away from the floor. Push your hands into the floor, press your hips up and back, find downward facing dog. Walk out one foot and then the other. Stretch through your hamstrings, shake your head yes and no. Breathe a few deep breaths here. And now look forward. Inhale, come forward into a high plank pose. Bend your knees so they hover above the floor. Press the floor with your hands and shoot your bum back. So you're in like this running takeoff position. Lift your hips high, downward dog, only for a brief moment. Inhale, forward high plank. Exhale, hover your knees above the floor. Push your bum back towards your heels. Press through your hands. Now straighten your legs, downward dog. One more time. Inhale, forward to high plank. Exhale, hover your knees, press the floor away with your hands, shift your bum to your heels, and only then lift your legs up, downward facing dog. Breathe here for 3, 2, and 1. Drop your knees back down to the floor. Turn your hands to face your knees. Turn your hands all the way around so they face your knees. And start to drop your weight back towards your heels. Peel your hands, your palms of your hands rather, up off the floor. Good. Lean your weight forward again. Place your palms on the floor, and if they're sore, just shake them out. You can always do this from your elbows. Take your left leg and lift your left leg up like you're trying to put your footprint on the ceiling. Good. So lift that leg up and then bend your knee in and now open it out to the side like you're a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. Yeah, bring that knee in, press your foot up. You got it. And now drop that knee down and open out to the side. Pull the knee in, lift the foot up, drop your knee down, and open out to the side. Do this 5 more times. If your wrists are really hurting, feel free to come down onto your elbows. Same work, you're getting lots of muscular work along your glute, so the butt muscles, along your inner groin. Catch yourself if you're holding your breath. Keep steady with your inhales and your exhales. And the minute you want to jump off this yoga boat and quit is usually when we start to break through new muscular patterns. So I'd say once you get to that place, maybe do 1 bonus one if you've reached it already. Good. The next time your foot comes up to stamp towards the ceiling, hold it there and straighten your leg. Good. Hold it there and straighten your leg. Bend your right knee so that the top of your right foot just grazes your left calf. It's grazing the left calf, and then send your right leg back up. And bring it forward again. The top of my right foot is grazing my left calf. And I send it back up. And pull it forward. And when you send it back up, see if you can maybe go a little higher. Yep. That's your bum. Keep going. We'll do this little booty workout for 5, 4, 3. Lift that heel nice and high. 2. On 1, hold and just pulse at the top. So just tiny pulses with your right leg for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Wonderful. Take your knees wide. Bring your hands in between your legs towards your toes. Drop your forehead to the floor. Find this really tiny child's pose shape. You can turn either cheek rather, onto your yoga mat or rest your forehead down. Let your shoulders collapse in. A gentle rounding is in your spine. 5 breaths here. Good. Unravel that shape. Come back up onto all 4s, and we'll just do that same set on the other side. So you're on all 4s. You can be down on your forearms. If your wrists are hurting, lift up your left leg now. The sole of your foot looks like it's stamping on the ceiling, so you lift it up a little higher and then bring that leg back in. Try not to uneven your hips so much, and then open your left thigh out towards the left, like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. Bring it back in and send it up. Right, so it's a 1 movement, 2 different shapes. You'll feel the work through your hamstring as you kick your left foot up. You'll feel the work in your outer glute as you open out to the side. Notice if you're collapsing through your head and neck. Try to keep that gentle puff action through your shoulders so your core naturally engages and your gaze is forward by any amount. And then you're just breathing through the work. 3 more. Do one more wherever you are in your own count and come back to that starting position with your left heel coming up towards the sky. And now bend your left knee and the top of your left foot raises the right calf. So that left knee really tugs in almost towards your elbow. Then extend your left leg out and lift. Right? So you should really feel quite a bit of work here unless you're like doing squats all day between all the other stuff that you do. This is pretty intense for your glutes. And we'll do 7 more rounds before we pulse. Keep breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend that left leg up and then 10 pulses. Make it really small. The smaller the pulse, the more intense it'll feel across that right lateral glute. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your knees together this time. Knees together. Drop the top of your head towards the floor and reach your arms back behind you. Adding again that nice flexion or curvature into your spine. 5 breaths here. Perfect. Press your hands into the floor out in front. Flex your feet and lift your hips high, downward facing dog. Take your feet mat distance apart, nice and wide, as you bend deep into your right knee. Pull your shoulder blades back, externally rotate your upper arms, drop your head between those arms and look towards your knees. And now bend to the left knee and start to straighten out the right leg. Straighten out both legs, come up onto the tips of your toes, and then bend into both knees so you're in that running lunge feeling shape. I don't know what to call this. It's like you're about to take off. I always think of that show, that movie Cool Runnings. We're in those bobsleds when we're in this pose. And then look forward, inhale, flow forward to a high plank. Drop your knees on the exhale, bend your elbows lower all the way to the floor. Take your fingers outside of your yoga mat onto the tips of your fingers. Press down for all 10 fingers and all 10 toes. Inhale, lift your heart and your chest. Exhale, lower. Inhale, drop your left elbow, look over your right shoulder. Exhale, lower. Inhale, drop your right shoulder, look over your left shoulder. Exhale, lower. Come up through center one more time on an inhale. Make it really big, like your arms are almost in full extension. And then exhale, ripple your belly down to the floor. Roll over onto the left side of your body and pop yourself up onto your left hand. Bend into your knees. Bend into your knees and place your right hand on the floor in front of you for stability and support. Good. Lift your feet, both feet up off the floor. Both feet are lifted up off the floor. Good. And now open your legs. Your knees are bent, your legs are open, and close. Open and close. Good. So this was one of my favorite things to do in the past year. These clamshells. Not only is this great for your pelvic floor, especially in a postpartum body, but there's also something really cool about losing a lot of muscle during pregnancy or motherhood and then starting to like feel the muscles again. You know, like really starting to feel that subtle burn. And I always found that every time I did these, once I hit about 10, which we've just hit, my whole body would like wake up. There was like this spark of chi or energy that was like, hey, I've got muscles. I can do the work. The next time your legs open, keep them open and then just pulse that right leg up and down 10 times. So the right knee is just moving 2 inches up and down. Make sure you're not holding your breath. It's so easy to hold your breath. Good, and now drop the feet back down to the floor. Lift up just the right ankle and point your right knee towards your left knee. Point your right knee towards your left knee, and now place your right heel on your left heel. Tap your right knee to your left knee, and tap your right heel to your left heel. Good, so that's the action. You're deeply internally rotating and then deeply externally rotating. Your knees tap and then your heels tap. And I hope you're starting to feel a little bit of that fire brewing in your backside. Getting ready for springtime booty shorts. I saw a girl today in like really high boots and a mini skirt. I was like, whoa, I'm old. I don't think I'll ever wear that again. All right, good. The next time your right knee hits your left knee, kick your right leg back. If you're near a wall like I am, you need to pull your body forward. Kick your right leg back and straighten it out. And then bring that right knee back to your left knee. And now kick your right leg back again. And bring it forward. And you could tap the knees, but you don't have to. So you're just bending and extending that right leg and keep the right leg hovering about 2 or 3 feet away from the ground the whole time. Good. We'll keep going until you feel something, which I bet will start happening in about 4, 3, 2. On 1, keep that right leg extended back behind you, lift it up and lower. Just lift it up a few inches, lower it a few inches. For 10, 9, 8, push it back even further if you don't feel so much. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place that right knee on top of the left knee and just take your fist and give your butt a little smack and try to get into some of the muscle tissue there so you can go up and around and give it a little massage. Good. And then take your time and you'll switch over to the other side. So again, just pop yourself up on your hand. Bend into your knees and lift both feet up. Your left hand is here on the floor to stabilize and begin those clamshells. So you're opening and closing. Make sure that your stomach, your core is tight. So you're wearing that imagined corset. And if you start to feel a lot of lower back pain, you need to work on drawing your tailbone down. And it might feel like a crunching through your insides, through your midline to help mitigate some of that lumbar arch issues that comes up. Good. Soft lips, consistent breath. Now you start to probably feel some of the work getting more and more intense here. We'll hold on for 3, 2, and 1. Hold at the top and then just pulse that left leg 10 times up and down. Tiny movements. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Drop your feet down to the floor and take your left knee and tap your right knee with your left knee. And then tap your left heel to your right heel. So there's this opening and closing that's happening. Good. Notice the tendency to rush through it. And try to change your pace. So if you go slower, does this feel easier, more intense? Sometimes we get caught up in the momentum and don't actually let the muscles work. So slowing down is always nice to get into some of that deeper, juicier muscular work here. 5 more. Good. And then next time that left knee taps onto your right knee, keep it there. Flex your left foot and kick that left leg back. So I like to lean forward a little bit now. Bend your left knee forward, kick your left leg back. Moving through this action. And again, if you don't feel the work, you might need to kick that heel back further, lower it down closer towards the floor, lift it up higher. So play with different tiny movements until you find that place where you feel the work. And the work really is right in the back of your butt. 5 more. Last one, hold it in extension and pulse 10 times. Lift that left leg up and down. 3, 2, and 1. Release your left leg. Smash it with your fist. Massage it with your hand. Get into all those little nooks and crannies. And then right away, turn onto your back. And place your left ankle over your right thigh. This should feel so good. Interlace your hands in front of your right shin or behind your right thigh and either stay right where you start or shift and topple slightly side to side until you find a sweet spot and you can undo some of that muscular work. So you're coming into more of a stretch here. 10 deep breaths. And unwrap that left leg. Take your right ankle across your left thigh. Same thing on the other side. Get into a place that feels good and just breathe and be there. Thank you. Unwrap your right leg. Take your hands behind your thighs. And start to rock and roll vertically on your yoga mat. So I'm just rocking and rolling my body back and forth. The next time you come up through center, hold in center. Navasana, bow pose. Take your hands out in front. Loop your shoulder blades back. Puff up through your chest. Extend your legs by any amount. You got it. Breathe here. Perfect. Place your feet on the floor. Cross opposite hands on opposite legs. Tuck your chin into your chest and let your head hang right between your legs. Breathe into your upper back. And exhale softly. From here, lift up your torso. Keep your feet flat on the floor, okay? Feet are flat on the floor. Stretch your arms out. And then lean back just a few inches and come back up. That's it. Lean back and pull back. Lean back, and you might come a little further. Pull yourself back up. Lean back and pull yourself up. Good. We're going to do this for 5. 4. You go as far as your body lets you without falling. 3, 2, and 1. Cross opposite arms over opposite legs. Hang your head heavy. Take a big breath into your upper back. And exhale. Good. Lower all the way down into your back. Squish your knees into your chest if you have a ponytail. And take that ponytail out. And stack your knees directly above your hips. Interlace your hands behind your head. Plug your belly button into your spine. Some more traditional core work now. Extend your right leg on a diagonal. Lift up your chest and tap your right elbow towards your left knee. If it doesn't touch, that's totally normal and absolutely fine. Come back through center with both your leg and your torso. Extend your left leg and twist towards the right. Bicycle crunches. Every time you come back through neutral, try to stack those legs above your hips. That's for the moment where a lot of the core work happens. And in this pose, you're breathing in and out, in through your nose, out through your mouth, anytime you do core or Pilates work. You're also working on drawing your belly button in and imprinting your lower back into your yoga mat. That will help take away the tension that happens in your lower back, especially if you're new to core work. You're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Squeeze those knees into your chest and just rock left to right, side to side. Breathe here. Place your right ankle over your left ankle or rock and roll your body up. Once, twice, maybe 3 times, however long it takes for you to find your way back into downward facing dog. And you might not get there with that fancy footwork. You might just stomp your way into down dog. That's totally fine. When you do find downward facing dog, take a deep breath in. And exhale. Inhale, float your body forward to a high plane. Exhale, bend your elbows, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your chest, baby cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your right leg to the sky. Exhale, tap your right knee to your right wrist and lower down towards pigeon pose or any variation of pigeon pose that you love in your body. 10 breaths here. Slowly, patiently reach up through your torso, lean onto your right hip, and bring your left leg out on a deep V angle as you plug your right foot into your inner left thigh. Take your left fingers towards your left shin, maybe your left big toe. Find a side body stretch as you reach your right arm up and over. You'll get into that deep lateral line. You can stay here for 5 breaths, or turn your torso to your left knee and fold directly over your left leg. 5 breaths, your left foot stays active and that pinky edge side of your left foot is pulling towards your face. Good. Walk your hands back in towards your body. Listen carefully. Bend into your left knee and turn the top of your left foot onto the floor. So your left foot is behind you, the top of your left foot is on the floor, and stretch your right leg out. Let me see if I can get a different angle for you here. This is a big, big stretch, a huge torsion of your knee. If this hurts your knee joint, just hang out in that previous stretch. Otherwise, with your right leg extended, you might start to walk your hands back to the floor, to your elbows. Maybe you come right down onto the crown of your head. This is half saddle or half hero pose. Deep quad release, 5 breaths. Gradually walk your hands back up. Lean over to your right in order to release that left leg out in front. Good. And now both toes are facing up towards the sky. Inhale your arms up and exhale, hinge forward. Dandasana, staff pose. Keep your spine long, sprouting out of your pelvis. Draw your toes towards your face and feel that pull along your hamstring. Pinky edge side of your foot is coming in. You can even reach your hands towards it and tug it towards you. Good. Inhale, rise up. Lean your weight over towards your left hip. Bend into your right knee. We'll do that same sequence backwards and place the top of your right foot onto the floor. Okay, again, if this is too much for your hip, just spend some more time here in Dandasana. You could stay here, or you might start to work your elbows down. Now your glutes are strong and active here, and if they haven't been, can you engage them just so you can see what your quads feel like? Literally squeeze your bum cheeks towards one another, and that will fire up your right quad. Slowly, slowly walk your hands back in towards your body. Lean deep over towards your left hip and take your right leg now on a big angle. Plug your left foot into your inner right thigh. Walk your hands towards your right foot. You can take this great big lateral side bend by stretching your left arm up overhead. If that's too much on your left shoulder joint, just turn your gaze down and place your hands on either side of your right leg. Gently pull your body back through center. Lean deep over towards the left. Bend your right leg and send your right leg back behind you. Voila. We've somehow come full circle and arrived in pigeon pose on the left side. Drop your torso down and just marinate here 10 breaths. Lean your weight over towards your left hip as you lift all the way back up. Take your right leg forward and come to lie down on your back. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Close your eyes and take a full minute just to massage out your spine. So when we practice our yoga with more of this stabilizing muscular core work, we lose that flow, that zen-like quality. Can you recapture it with a really deep awareness and attention to your breath here? As you drop both knees all the way over towards the right and spread your arms wide for a reclining spinal twist. Settle your gaze somewhere soft and then feel your breath as it waves through your body. Like, really feel it. Notice the temperature of the breath that you inhale, the texture. Maybe even notice the sensation of your breath against your nose hairs. How does it actually feel to breathe? Drift your knees back through center. They'll find their way over to the other side. And when they get there, your attention and awareness anchors directly back into the sensation of your breath. This time, can you notice how your body moves in response to each inhale and exhale? Can you make your breath longer and slower and deeper still? And now, bring your legs back through center. Take any final movements or preparations for Shavasana before you stretch out your arms and your legs. If there's tension in your spine from all the core work, take a bolster underneath your knees or your thighs. Close your eyes. I will hold space for you here for 5 full minutes. Please give yourself this treat. I'll let you know when Shavasana is up. Take a final moment here to reflect again on how resilient you have been this past year. And let these examples of your resilience take you through the next wave or ride of this adventure that we're on. Can you silently say to yourself 3 times, I am resilient? Then take a giant breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide and exhale. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Run your teeth along your tongue, along the back of your teeth, along the roof of your mouth. Take a big yawn. And stretch both arms up overhead. Reach through your toes. Bend into your knees. Gently roll onto the right side of your body. A full breath meets you here. Carefully crawl back up to a cross-legged seat. Take your hands together at heart center. Inhale through your nose. Exhale with a sigh out through your mouth. Thank you so much for practicing. Namaste.